Now, as you've probably guessed if you've seen a few of my videos, I love books, especially art books. I have a lot of them, and I started doing my art book reviews because so many people have to buy art books online these days, and it's very hard if you can't see a preview and you can't see inside that book. I've made some mistakes myself. I only show you the books that I really love, that I think are good value, the content is good, and I think they will be helpful to people. So on my channel I have an art book playlist, art book review playlist. All of my art book reviews go into that playlist. I also have some separate playlists for a few publishers where I have quite a few of their books. But if you just want to have a look back through the general art book review playlist, you'll see all the books that I've reviewed. Now, why I'm doing this review right now is because I think books make great gifts. And birthdays, Christmas, just a little present for someone to cheer them up, or even just a gift for yourself. So I think everybody does love a book, even if it is just one book. And if someone tells you they don't like books, they don't like reading, that's because they haven't yet found that one book that they love, that one book that's going to make them want to read. Now this goes for every single subject, not just for art books. So your challenge when you buy a gift is to find the subject the person loves and find the most amazing book you can on that subject, something they are really going to want to read and to learn from. So a book doesn't have to be expensive. These books all have a publisher price of £12.99, but you can get them for less than that. There's always offers about, and quite often books that have been out for a long time, maybe 10-15 years, really great art books, they're on offer for less than £10. So I've got here Draw Yourself Calm by Amy Maracle, Watercolour Mixing Techniques for Botanical Artists by Jackie Izzard, and Line and Wash Painted by Liz Chatterton. These are three lovely books. They're not big books, but they're packed full of information. And we've got here Amy Maracle, which is suitable for anybody, complete beginners. You don't even have to know how to draw anything, and that's really great for stress. We've got Line and Wash Painting by Liz Chatterton, which it covers everything to do with line and wash. It's a really interesting book, but again, it's suitable for anyone. And then we have the watercolour mixing, which is a little bit more detailed. You will need to know how to use your watercolours a bit, but it is the best guide that I've seen to botanical watercolour mixing. So they come in all different ranges, beginners, intermediates and advanced. So when you have found that wonderful book, or you think you've found that wonderful book, there's a few little things that you need to look at. The book has to ignite a spark of interest. It has to make the person or yourself open the cover and read. And it's going to capture your imagination, and it can take you on a wonderful journey if it is the right book for you. Now, some authors are actually very good at producing books with new content, but there are other authors where maybe they only have a few books out, and then there'll be a big gap, and then you'll see another book. Now, that is sometimes because the book has been republished because it's very popular, or it's been republished and revised. But this can mean that the content is the same as a previous book that was on sale maybe 5-10 years ago. So that's something to check. Now, most publishers are good and will tell you if the book has just been republished or revised. So it's something to have a look at to see whether there is new content, whether it's worth buying that book or not, or whether it is basically the same. And a thing when you are looking for a book for a young person, I think the most important thing is age appropriate. Now, a book for a child will have a suggested age, maybe 7 to 11. But that again is totally dependent on the child and their reading skill, their actual abilities. So don't dismiss a book that says it's only suitable for someone up to the age 11, because I've recently looked at the Usborne art books for children, which I personally think are the best children's art books, and I think they'll be suitable for beginners who are older than that as well. So just have a look at the suggested age for children. But again, use your general knowledge of the child and just, you know, try and match the child up with a suitable book, because that will really help them. If it's too complicated, they're not going to really understand it, and that can put them off. If it's too easy, again, they're just going to dismiss it because it's just not interesting enough for them. So a few points to what to look for. So the book's invited you in, you think it looks great, but then you need to look at, does this book cover one subject or multiple subjects? So a book that will cover maybe everything, watercolour, oil, pastel, that's not going to go into such great detail as a specialist book that is just one subject. So if it's for a beginner, then that might be great. If it's for someone who has been painting or drawing for a while, then I think a more specialised book is going to be more suitable. Also look at, you know, the media that is used, such as the watercolour or pastels. Some people love one type of media and they're not going to be interested in something completely different, whereas someone who already draws in pencil might be interested in drawing in pastel. Someone who draws in paints in watercolour might be, you know, wanting to try acrylics. So just have a look at the actual subjects as well. Now, does the book teach a progression of skills, or is it just all basically projects along the same level? So a progression of skill means it will probably start off with an easy project and work its way through to a more advanced. So that is just something, do you want to basically do the same thing again and again? Do you want to learn a bit more? Does the person that you're buying the book for want to learn more about the subject? Now, step-by-step projects are really great for people who are beginners or just intermediate, learning about a new subject. So check out whether it is a step-by-step project book, or is it more of an ideas book by an artist that's maybe more suitable for an advanced artist. So it will have some illustrations, some paintings, and then it will have the author talking about the art and how they created it, rather than going into every little detail. Now, are the instructions and illustrations clear and easy to understand? That's really important, especially with a book that's aimed at beginners, because if you can't understand the instructions and the illustrations are not great, it's not going to really help you. It's going to put you off. So that's something that's very important to me. Now, does the book cover traditional skills, which is great, and it's always great to start with traditional skills and then progress? Or does it start off with contemporary skills? Now, this may appeal more to young people or someone who has worked in traditional art for ages, wants to try something new. Or is it experimental? Now, generally, for an experimental book, you might need some basic skills to start with. The book may cover basic skills and then explain the experimental art. So this is something also to check out. And most importantly for me, does the book inspire you? Does it make you desperate to want to pick up your pen, your brush or your pencil and start creating wonderful art? Or if it's a different type of book, sewing, knitting, woodwork, whatever craft it is you're interested in, does it make you want to do this? Do you think it's going to appeal to the person that you're buying the gift for? So that's my little pointers on what I would do if I'm looking for a gift for somebody. And I really hope it will help you and make you think more about buying a book. For me, the perfect gift is a book, and I'm really difficult to buy for because I have so many books already. But for me, the thing that I would most love to open in a present is a book, or of course some art supplies, but we'll talk about those in another video.